Somewhere deep inside enemy territory, an American pilot is hiding in the mountains, injured, alone, hunted. Above him, over 150 US aircraft are flying into Iranian airspace. Jets, drones, helicopters, all risking everything. This is not just a rescue mission, this is a race against time, against Iran, and against death itself. Because if they fail, that pilot doesn't come home. In early April 2026, during the growing conflict between the United States and Iran, an American F-15 fighter jet was shot down over Iranian territory. Two crew members ejected. One was rescued quickly, but the second disappeared. For early 48 hours, he was alone hiding in the mountains, while Iranian forces and even civilians were searching for him. The US had a problem because capturing the pilot would be a massive political and military disaster. So they made a decision: they would go in, no matter the risk. It all started on April the 3rd, 2026. A US F-15E Strike Eagle was flying deep inside Iran during active combat operations. Then suddenly, an Iranian missile hit the aircraft. The jet went down, both crew members ejected just in time, falling into hostile territory. From that moment, everything changed. The US military acted fast. Within hours, they located and rescued the first pilot. This part was quick, clean, but the second airman was not where to be found. This was the real problem. The second crew member, a weapon system officer, had landed in a remote mountain area. He was injured, alone, and surrounded by danger. And instead of using his emergency beacon continuously, he turned it on only briefly. Why? Because if Iranian forces detected, they would find him fast. So he made the decision: hide and stay silent. Now it became a race. On one side, the United States military satellites, drone and intelligence teams. On the other side, Iranian forces, local fighters, and even civilians searching for a reward. Iran reportedly even offered money for information about the pilot. The situation was getting worse by the hour. For nearly 2 days, the airman survived in extreme conditions. He climbed rough terrain, reached a mountain range, and hid inside a small cave. He had limited supplies, he was injured, and he knew one thing: if he gets captured, it's over. At one point, he sent a short message: God is good. That was the only sign he was still alive. Back in Washington, this was becoming crisis. The longer he stayed missing, the higher the risk. Because if Iran captured him, it wouldn't just be a soldier lost. It would be a propaganda, it would be pressure, it would change the entire war. So the US made a bold decision. They wouldn't wait anymore. They would launch one of the largest rescue missions in modern warfare. Over 150 aircraft would enter Iranian airspace. Special forces would land deep inside enemy territory, and the CIA would use deception to trick an entire country. But what happened next almost turned into a disaster. The order was clear: bring him home no matter what it takes. And within hours, the United States launched a massive rescue operation. This wasn't a small mission. This was one of the biggest combat search and rescue missions in recent history. More than 150 aircraft were involved: fighter jets, stealth aircraft, drones, refueling planes, and special operations helicopters. Everything was moving toward one place, deep inside Iran. The first challenge was simple but deadly: get in without being stopped. Iran's air defense system were on high alert: radar stations, missiles, batteries, fighter jets ready to respond. So the US used a combination of tactics: electronic warfare to jam radars, stealth aircraft to avoid detection, drones to confuse Iranian defenses. At the same time, some aircraft acted as decoys. They flew in different directions, making Iran believe a larger attack was coming. This created confusion, and that confusion opened a small window. But getting inside Iran was only half the problems. They still had to find one man hidden somewhere in the mountains. The pilot could not stay on his radio for long, so the US used advanced tracking methods: signals intelligence, satellite imaging, drone surveillance. At one point, they picked up a weak signal, very short, very quiet, but enough. They had a possible location. Now came the most dangerous part. US special forces were sent in by helicopter, flying low, very low to avoid radar. These helicopters were exposed, no stealth, no rear protection if detected. If Iran spotted them, they would be shot down. And then something almost went wrong. Iranian forces were getting closer to the pilot's location. Some reports say they were only hours away from finding him. At the same time, the Tehran made everything harder. Strong winds, high mountains, limited visibility. One mistake and the mission could fail. Finally, after nearly 48 hours alone, the pilot saw something in the sky. Helicopters, American helicopters, but even then, there was a risk. Because if Iranian forces were nearby, we could attack at any moment. The Special Forces team reached him quickly. No long conversation, no delay, just one mission, get him out. The pilot was injured but alive. They loaded him onto the helicopter and immediately they left the area fast because now Iran knew something was happening. Air defenses started reacting. That window was closing. As the helicopters flew out, fighter jets above were ready to protect them. Electronic warfare systems kept jamming enemy radars. Everything was working together. Perfect timing, perfect coordination, and just in time, they crossed out of Iranian airspace. The mission was successful. The missing pilot was rescued alive, but the operation sent a message to the whole world. The United States is willing to go deep inside enemy territory to bring its people home, no matter the cost. But here's the real question. Was it worth the risk? Because this mission could have easily turned into something much bigger. A direct confrontation, a larger war, or even multiple aircraft losses. And if Iran had captured that one pilot instead, the story would be very different today. So now the question is, did the mission prevent a bigger crisis or bring the world one step closer to war? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching.